Man, today was rough. It was one of those days, guys. We had all the indexes, the S&P, Dow, NASDAQ, Russell, everything went down. Everything started crashing after the Fed press conference. Well, pretty much during the press conference earlier today, which if you guys didn't catch my video from earlier today, we broke that down a little bit, so make sure to go check it out. So we're going to break the markets down on this video, the S&P, the NASDAQ. We're going to talk about some companies, some stocks, a lot of which reported earnings after the bell: Roku, Qualcomm, Etsy, eBay, Robinhood. So sit back, relax, hit that like button, subscribe, share this video with a friend, and of course, cheers, guys. Take a sip of your coffee or your water. Remember, stay hydrated, guys, as always. And with that being said, let's dive into the video. So markets were not good today, and I'm sure you guys have seen the carnage, and you probably already know, but we're going to cover it right now very briefly. Then we're going to talk a little bit about crypto here in a couple of minutes, and then those companies later in the video, so make sure you guys stick on throughout. So SPY closed down 2.5%. We had the Russell and the NASDAQ each down 3.4, which, I mean, a lot of the bleeding was in the tech stocks today and the small caps. And we had the Dow not do that bad, not as bad, but still it went down about 1.5%, as the VIX only went up 0.2%. You would think the VIX was up a lot, but wrong. The VIX was actually down, or not down, but barely up on the day, and it's down now into the mid-20s after being in the mid-30s not too long ago, as you guys can see here on the chart. Let me pull it up and show you guys this. Maybe this 20-day chart will show it. Yeah, not too long ago, the VIX was in the mid-30s. About 3 weeks ago, on the 12th of October, really, it was in the middle of October, right? So VIX went barely anywhere on the day. Metals didn't do well. Gold went down 0.75. We had silver down 2.3%. And oh my goodness, man, these swings in silver have been unbelievable. Silver was at 21 an ounce about a month ago. Then it dropped to 18 just about 2 weeks ago. And now it's at 19, and it's pretty much collapsing again, down about 3%. So let's see if buyers come in here on silver. You guys can see we're right at a big spot for the bulls, I'd say, on the 20-day chart. We are holding this trend line. We are at a higher low. So if buyers come in at 19.25, that would be good. But obviously on the flip side here, you know, if this thing were to collapse under 19 an ounce, and we take the lows out from the end of October being about 18.90 an ounce roughly, that would be good for the bears. Bulls, obviously, would start to collapse at that point. So going over here to SPY, let's see what's going on in the short term. Then we'll take a look at Triple Q. Then we'll talk crypto. So even though, excuse me, guys, even though SPY is cratering here, and a lot of that came after, well, pretty much all of it came after the Fed meeting, which you guys got to go watch my video from before. I'm not going to talk too much about that in this video, but SPY went from about 388 to 374. That is insane. Drop of 3.7%. And despite that, we are still, believe it or not, holding trend here on the 20-day 1 hour. And I know we're still under the moving averages. That's not good at all. But like I said, we're fighting to hold trend here. As you all can see, if I get the circle tool out, boom, you got one, well, not one low. Well, this is one low. You got another low here. These are all, in other words, higher lows that have been made. Now, if this starts breaking under, if SPY starts collapsing under, again, it's already under the moving averages, but now it's pretty much the last straw. If it starts coming under 365, 370, that's where the tides could start to turn to the downside. And of course, we still have 2 days of trading, Thursday, Friday. These are going to be two very important days, to say the least, to see how the markets digest, the Fed meeting today. And who knows, for all we know, we could end up ripping tomorrow. You know, again, we're still holding trend here. And after such a red day, we kind of flushed a bunch of, buyers out of here. Maybe we do get a little bit of a pop tomorrow, a relief rally. We shall see. And Triple Q probably doesn't look as decent here as SPY. Yeah, it doesn't. It's pretty much holding on to a thread here at 265, which is not good. And like SPY on the 20-day chart, Triple Q's under both moving averages now with today's collapse and yesterday's collapse, and we have a death cross, but 265 is holding. Again, we're holding that by a thread, which I'm not too confident that we do continue to hold that. I think we do break that. Maybe we go to 260, but who knows? We might get a relief rally before that happens. It's too early to tell. We have Thursday, Friday. Again, time will tell. And look at this. If I show you guys this right here, you're going to be like, oh, look at that. It's a head and shoulders. Don't you guys see it? Clear as freaking day. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And again, if we collapse under 265, 260, that's where the right shoulder could really start gaining some steam here. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Now let's go over here to Webull and talk crypto. Dogecoin right now is at 12.5 cents. And like you would think, Dogecoin is getting nailed today. It is down about 12.5% when I'm filming this video, and clearly it's still on a downtrend on the daily chart. That has not changed. On the 5-minute chart, you guys can see it's pretty much down about 3.5 cents from where it was just yesterday. I mean, just about 24 to 36 hours ago, which is crazy. So it is down a lot. And if we look here on the 15-minute, it's still technically holding. The Bulls are still technically in charge in the very short term. I mean, based on kind of what I'm seeing here. And you could argue that this is another bull flag forming. I mean, you could argue it, or maybe even not. I don't know. You guys see what I mean, right? Kind of a wedge slash bull flag forming. Well, this was a bull flag. We called this out a couple videos ago. You guys remember that? And then it broke out. So let's see what happens here. I mean, do buyers come in on Doge at about 12.5, maybe push it back over 13.5? That's the $1 million question. And on Ethereum, let's pull that up. Ethereum right now is down 4.5%. It is at 1,500 a coin here. And I think earlier in the day it was over 16. Yeah, over 16. Then once the Fed meeting hit, obviously the press conference, everything started cratering, and Ethereum did the same thing. It cratered, right? And it went down 120 points. It's down 120 points from before the Fed meeting. And you guys know my stance on Ethereum. It is still clearly in a downtrend. If we're just looking at the charts here on the daily, you guys can see that on the 4-hour chart as well. If I just zoom out a little bit, you can see that. So if you're a bull on Ethereum, you got to see a break in the short term, 1750, 1800, which we're just not getting any sign of that quite yet. So let's see now Bitcoin. How the heck is the big dog, the king of crypto, doing? Bitcoin. So right now BTC is down 1.6, which surprisingly is not that much at all. It's holding up pretty nicely here. It's actually down a little bit more than the Dow. The Dow, again, was down about 1.5%. This is down 1.6%. And clearly, Bitcoin is actually holding up better than the S&P, the NASDAQ, and the Russell right now, at least for today, which what does that really matter long term? But I guess for one moment in time today, that's pretty good. That's good. Not bad, right? And you can see here, Bitcoin still trading horizontally. You guys probably are sick of me saying that, but that's just the reality of the matter here. We're still trading between 18.5 and about 22.5, and now we're just at about 20,100. We're trying to figure out whether or not we want to go back to 18.5, or do we want to break towards 22.5, maybe even further than that. So what do you guys think about crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And if you want 15 stocks, or actually 12 stocks, well, if you want 15 stocks, those are for Mumu. But this platform right here is Webull. If you want 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited, just use that link down below or go to stocksurfest.com/Webull and the money is yours. And it also helps out the channel. I appreciate you guys as always. So earnings, we have a couple of earnings now to go over. Make sure to smash that like button and let me know your thoughts in the comments, what you guys think. Roku. And did I not say a couple videos ago how much I hate Roku, the streaming devices? They're not even streaming services. It's not like it's Netflix or Disney Plus or anything like that. It is Roku, for peace sakes, which essentially is a remote, a platform that you could watch. You could buy subscriptions for live TV or whatever. You could watch Netflix, Hulu, all that crap on there. There's no moat around this business. And look at where the stock is at after the bell. It is in freaking free fall mode, guys. It is down from 54 a share, which is where it closed, to now 43 a share. It is down 20% after the bell as I'm filming. And at its worst, at least as of now, it was down 25%. That is unbelievable. So Roku ended up beating on EPS, believe it or not. They lost 88 cents versus the $1.29 loss estimate. So they beat on EPS, and they ended up beating on revenue. So you may be thinking like, wait a second. They beat on EPS. They beat on revenue. Why is the stock falling? Well, their guidance. Their guidance is horrible, but first let me read you their revenue. $761 million versus $693.5 million, and they see Q4 sales of $800 million versus the almost $900 million estimate. So that is strike number one. Strike number two, well, maybe there's not three strikes, but either way, that did send their stock down, and I'm not sure if they lowered the quarter after that's guidance or full year guidance. Either way, guidance for the next quarter, not looking good. And they added 2.3 million active accounts in Q3 to reach 65.4 million total versus the 64 million estimate. So that's not bad. But clearly the stock is not liking this. Q4 active accounts in Q3 beat the estimate, or total accounts right now beat the estimate. Revenue beat the estimate. EPS beat the estimate. But just that one thing of bad piece of news with the guidance is sending down the stock, unless I'm missing something or there's another piece of news that's sending down the stock. So this is not good. And of course, weak advertising. Yeah, it says here, stock hammered on Outlook, weak advertising comments. That makes complete sense. I mean, you guys know what's been going on with, advertising in general these past couple of months. That's no surprise. So Roku is down. And honestly, if I were to short any stock, I mean, at this point, it might be too late to short it. If we have a roaring market rally, Roku's one of those stocks that could double for all we know. But, let's say not if I had to short or if I could short a stock, but let's just say if I had to bet against a stock, what I'd put in the list in the basket would be Roku. It'd be something like Peloton. But again, it might be too late with these because they've come down so much, and who knows, we could be getting a rally soon. I don't know. Anything could really happen. But Roku down 4.4% on the day, down 20% after the bell. Not good at all. And what are you guys doing? Do you own the stock? Do you agree with me? Do you think there is a moat for this company? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. And another one that we have to talk about today, guys, is Qualcomm, which is also down after the bell. They closed at 112. Now they're at 104 after the bell, down 7%. And they ended up doing not so great. EPS $3.13 versus $3.15, so that missed. Revenue came in right in line, $11.39 billion, but guidance was horrible. Absolutely freaking horrible. Guys, look at this. Let's see if I can see it here. They see Q1 adjusted EPS of $2.25 to $2.45 versus $3.42 estimated. That is awful. Sales, $9.2 to $10 billion versus $12.02 billion estimated. Not good. Absolutely horrible. And by the looks of it on the intraday, stock is, again, down 7%. And on the 4-hour, we are completely getting rejected by that 180 SMA, and now we're taking out the lows from the middle of October. So Qualcomm not looking good, in my opinion, at all. No signs of a recovery. And, I mean, at this point, is it opening up for a long-term investment? It could be, but this is a space, to be honest, that I don't want too much exposure in. The space that Qualcomm's in. I already have a little NVIDIA position. I have a little bit of Intel, and I'm not looking to throw Qualcomm into that as well. At least as of now. So they're not looking good. Lows were hit. It might continue falling under 100, or it's not under 100 yet, but it might go under 100. And we had Etsy also report earnings. They ended up doing EPS of negative 762, so they lost a ton of money on revenue of $594.47 million, which beat the $564.48 million estimated. So that's not bad. And they see $700 to $780 million in revenue, I think, for the next quarter versus the $742 estimated. So that's not bad, actually. And Etsy here after the bell, and mind you, it closed at 87. It is up to 96 after the bell. Etsy's up 10%. Awesome up move here. It was actually up 14% at its highest. So Etsy is on fire, guys, which I'm loving it. I'm not an owner, but we covered this on the channel, and it's not quite yet fully breaking out, not even close, to be honest. But if this stock starts getting propelled towards 105, 110, we start breaking this channel, there could be more upside for Etsy. So shout out to Etsy, guys. If you own it, let me know in the comments down below. And we also had eBay. Guys, you got to look at eBay. Ticker symbol EBA. Why? Don't forget the Y. They ended up doing $1 in EPS versus 93 estimated on revenue of $2.38 billion versus $2.33 billion estimated. So beat EPS, beat revenue, and guidance. My note here says guidance pretty much in line. So let's take a look here at the guidance. But first, let's look at the stock. The stock closed at 38. Now it's at 41 after the bell. It is up 9% almost, which is insane for a company. Well, I don't want to say insane for eBay, but that's a pretty big move for really any company that is of decent size, right? 8%. That's a pretty big move here after the bell. So let's see the guidance because, again, I said it's pretty much in line, which it is. They see Q4 2022 revenue of 2.42 to 2.5 versus 2.49 billion. All right. Sees adjusted EPS of $1.03 to $1.09 versus $1.06. That's not too bad. So eBay's actually, going back to that 4-hour chart, slowly starting to break. You guys see that, right? It is slowly starting to break. It's above both moving averages. By the looks of it, we actually have, if I show you guys this, an inverse head and shoulders. Look at that. We have the left shoulder right here. Where's it at? Boom, left shoulder. We got the head right here. And then we got the right shoulder, right? And now we're actually, again, breaking out of those moving averages. So eBay not looking too bad here, starting to get some momentum. And we also had Robinhood report, which I'm not sure if you guys have seen, but Robinhood's slowly been reversing. I mean, it was $6.70 back in the middle of June. Now the stock's pushing $12. It's almost, well, not almost doubled up, but it is up a lot, probably 75%, 80%, whatever that is. It is up a good amount. And it reported earnings after the bell here. They ended up doing 20 cents. They lost 20 cents in the red, or 20 cents in the red in EPS versus the loss of 31 cents estimated on revenue of $361 million versus $355.27 million estimated. So they beat EPS, beat revenue, and the stock is up about 38 cents after the bell, which is not much, but it is recovering, actually more like 50 cents after the bell. It's pretty much recovering all the losses from the day. And at one point it did, by the looks of it, go over, let's see here, $12. Yeah, it did go over $12 momentarily. Now it's at about $11.90. So let's see what Robinhood does at the top of this channel. And to be honest, guys, we're a little overbought. So I'd be careful with Robinhood here. Maybe if it pulls back a little bit towards 10.50, that might be a better entry here on ticker symbol HOOD. So Robinhood looks good. We also had Sunrun report, ticker symbol RUN, which at this point has been clobbered. If you guys take a look, Sunrun was at $39. Now it's at $23, down about 40% in just 2 months. I mean, that's a big drop, and it's starting to slowly return, reverse rather. We're getting a bit of an inverse head and shoulders. You guys see that here. We have the left shoulder, the head. We have the right shoulder, clear as day. Now we're starting to break the 50. So maybe in the short term, Sunrun does get a little bit more upside. They reported earnings. The stock is up. Actually, it's down a little bit after the bell. They did 96 cents, so they were profitable on the quarter versus the loss of 8 cents estimated, and revenue came in at $631.9 million versus $563.1 million estimated. So they beat revenue, beat EPS, and the stock, again, is pretty much unchanged. Wait a second. No, it's not. I read that wrong. Is the stock up $2? Wait a second here. Yeah, never mind, guys. It is not unchanged. The stock is up $8 after, or 8% rather, after the bell, which is pretty impressive here. So yeah, watch out for that inverse head and shoulders. On the last two ones, or not Robinhood, but Sunrun here and eBay, we have inverse head and shoulders setting up. So keep your eyes on those guys. And with that being said, that's pretty much it. We covered everything I wanted to talk about. And if you want to see a little bit more insight on the Fed meeting, kind of what happened, go watch my previous video. And if you haven't subscribed to my second channel yet, Stocks Talks Money, use that link down below. Make sure to subscribe. And I guess that's it. If you enjoyed the video on this channel, hit the like button. Get $10 plus up to 15 stocks for Moomoo, each up to $2,000 with a $100 deposit using that link down below. And you could also get 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. And am I forgetting anything else? That's pretty much it. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching as always. Peace out.